Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Trekyards. I am, uh,
Captain
Captain.
Folsom
That doesn't sound right. That sounds too much like wholesome, which I'm not.
Follock.
No, it's
Follest?
like fair follicle. No, I'm not a forest.
Follicle? Folly.
Folly. Captain Foley. Oh, wait a minute. Foley. That's it. Captain Foley. Sorry. I was just mining for hints there as to who I was.
I had no idea where that was going, and I appreciate it makes sense once you've... Let's hope the payoff for this season makes as much sense as your joke does!
He's Commander Calkins, by the way. That one I knew. But so we're here to talk today about episode 8 of season 4 of Discovery. All in.
The next chapter on the DMA What on Earth Is It saga is what we're going to talk about today.
And Trekyard was right. It's not a weapon.
What did we learn, Stuart? What were those last 2 minutes of the episode telling us?
They've discovered that there's basically a distortion field or a cloaking device kind of thing around a sun and a couple orbiting planets, and the amount of energy required to power that is huge. So, what does every solar system have? Borate, boringness, I don't know, something. And this DMA is essentially mining it all from just various areas. So it's not a weapon. It's a mining tool. They're dredging for this substance.
And that was the big twist of the episode. What did you think?
It took away any of the fun. It would have been great if it was a weapon, even though we said it wasn't going to be a weapon. It would have been great if there was like an extra dimension or an extra galactical federation that was trying to find a portal into our galaxy to explore. That would have been cool. But no, it's simply miners dredging space for one particular element. It just brought the excitement level and even the threat level to like nothing.
Although in fairness, excitement level is not really a phrase that's been used much in season 4 so far. Threat level, yes. Excitement level, yes. No. Let's not go that far. So it's kind of on
possibilities.
Brand. Wow. Yeah, so it's kind of on brand really for the whole season.
Well, yeah. I don't know. What did you think of the reveal? Because honestly, I was just so underwhelmed at that point.
So obviously, I appreciate it's not a weapon, so I like it in concept. It certainly wasn't what I was expecting directly. I reasonably liked their way of working it out as well. It's not clear if the home anomaly, let's say, of the species is actually in our galaxy or not, because they explicitly talk about the Great Barrier and the DMA interact with the Great Barrier probably to get energy, and they found coordinates outside the galaxy is what they implied, but in this episode they already had scans of that area, but it's out of the galaxy, and the point is you can't scan past the Great Barrier. Now maybe by 3100 you can, but I don't quite buy you can. It's literally the fabric of our galaxy, etc. And even if they do, then they got star charts from a random alien race random aliens that had scanned past the Great Barrier, if it is, to another galaxy, which seems very unlikely as well. So that was where they were going from season 4 part 1. Clearly, implicitly, it's from another galaxy. But this episode, it seemed they got all the answers so easily. It's just in our galaxy. I was very confused.
I think the confusion there is because they said it has particles that were like it punched through the Great Barrier. That's why they thought it was extragalactic. I think what they're implying now is this field around their sun and planets is the same kind of material as the galactic barrier and had to punch through that to do its thing.
Oh, okay.
Or it was mining and it went through the galactic barrier and did some mining out there and then came back through, and it's just like on a rotation, like some kind of pattern, would be my guess, because there's no planets outside the galactic barrier. There's just nothing. So this star system is within our galaxy, which again takes the excitement factor of something really strange and new, which Star Trek hasn't really done before, and just squashed it for me.
And I quite like that. You know, if you can build an energy field around your planet made of Great Barrier replicated material, that's quite a feat. You ain't getting through that. So that's okay. So we don't know which way it is. We'll say that right now. But the mining idea is nice in a sense, although they keep saying astronomical amount of power. The DMA has that, and this thing that forms energy, but the scale of power would have to be orders higher. Now you're getting to Q level power, which is basically God level infinite. There isn't much else, and it's not even like a Dyson sphere where it's sort of static power, as if they built a thing, the shell, and they summon power from the sun. It's very contained, whereas this thing felt like a shimmering energy field, which has to be constantly maintained. So it's pumping out power all the time. It just feels like a much more grand thing, which is what they're going for. But the implication then being to the simplest of mining tool is a planet-destroying 10 light-year warp-capable thing, which is, okay, wow, amazing. But then again, also it does speak to, they're not malicious, they're just, this is a high concentration of this particle, we're going to plonk one there, and then, maybe they don't care about a random planet, fine. If they're running out of fuel and they need to power and save, 100 trillion lives in their own solar system, what's one planet, you could argue in their logic. So, yeah. And obviously, that does mean, though, that they'll be able to say, oh god, coincidentally, Earth has lots of those particles around us. That they can create some new threat by this happening, by going further to say these particles. Or it can, because it does take out danger zones. If you know this particle is not going to be in high enough percentage in XYZ, that's that, no more. So it's an interesting redefinement. I do get a sense of the 2-season arc, because it's so slow, that
it's either going to be a quick wrap-up or an extra long arc.
Yeah, wow. Because we're not used to half seasons for Discovery, so that's very, very true. There's only so few, so they'll find who they are and work out what their motivations are by the end, and then season 5 will be, how do we ask them to stop politely? Because you have to stop them with menace. You can just ask them to stop politely in theory. Don't mind places that will cause damage.
Or isn't there 13 episodes in this season? I can't remember.
Yeah, there might be for this one. Yeah, I think it's 13 for this one still, yeah.
Yeah, so there's still a bit of time left, so...
Well, it's both underwhelming and whelming, because it's nice to not be a threat, but just the very nature of them being so powerful is the threat, because if they want to... Well, it's like the in a very similar vein, like both Control in the future, it destroyed every planet in the galaxy, that's a threat that we can't even fathom. And like the tentacle monster end of Picard season 1, they managed to, within seconds, do an intergalactic portal dimension bubble, and they can also destroy galaxies. These are threats that are so beyond, etc. So at that point, well, we can't stop them, quote unquote. Certainly more than Osira with a few ships. Certainly the power level, but we're hoping that the setup is not that they're villains. They're just, please stop and don't and show us your tech. But then, are you really giving us a season of television just to go talk to some big, powerful people saying, hey, help us? It's like, what was the point in the story then? If the point of the story is the journey, but we're waiting for the payoff, that's a bad sign, because most of the episodes don't have necessarily an identity. Like, can't say I enjoyed most of them by themselves. They feed into what's happening in the season. So the season has to be amazingly built and powerful payoff. That's important.
It's hard to see where this... I don't know. I don't know. I've lost interest. Not only because there was a mid-season break.
And Prodigy was so good. Because it feels like they can't quite capture the A plot, B plot, and C plot, which we've said before. But it's just, the reveal was interesting. But again, if that's the only tidbit of the episode, they're stringing us along minimally. And each time we say, oh, now they're going to go to this place, and now they're going to go to this place, it's like, well, hopefully now they're going to ramp up the last few. Hopefully the brakes will come off, the screeching brakes of the plot, and we can actually go to first gear and to second gear,
Yeah, and I don't know. It's going to be either incredibly boring from this part on, where they're like, oh, we're sorry, we'll stop. Or it's going to be like, no, we need that power to protect our system, protect our sun, whatever. We're going to fight you. And it's like, wow. I don't know. It's going to go one way or the other. I can't see any excitement happening. I don't know. I was so underwhelmed by the entire episode, honestly, that I just kind of... I don't know how to feel right now. It was just a bad way to come back into the show. Like, this was an episode that should have been... I don't know.
Part 1 of an episode itself. It should have been the first 20 minutes of a
Yeah,
normal episode.
yeah. This whole episode could have been 15 minutes in an episode. So anyway, at least it's not a weapon. At least we called that. So yeah.
And they're not maliciously killing planets for our vengeance, which is good. So good job, I guess.
You know the side effects of their mining tools, but I guess this is a social commentary thing of mining for things destroys the environment.
Can't actually destroy planets called Quajon, and then the people of those planets then rebel and just try and destroy you and blah blah blah. Exactly. But if you want to see what else we think on this episode, go back and watch our other videos and our other lives this week, etc., etc. And of course, tune in for next week's reviews, thoughts, commentary, and all that classic good stuff. But Stuart, how can they support what we do on this channel?
Ooh, there's a lot of ways. They can join the channel. There's a join button down there. It's a monthly subscription. They can head over to Patreon/Trekyards as well for a monthly donation. They can send PayPal. All the information for that is in the description. Send it to trekyards@hotmail.com. They can super chat during lives. They can do a lot of things. There's also a lot of free things they can do, Samuel. What can they do to make sure that they see our content and help us for free?
Well, they can keep a tab open on a Chrome extension of Trekyards and just refresh every day. That's not what we mean, though, is it? That's a radical solution.
No, that's not what I meant.
And we can tune in every day or every other day, see what we do. Because we do mostly daily videos in one way or another, or at least every couple of days. Tune in at the normal times for lives at now 9 p.m. GMT, 4 p.m. Eastern. Often we'll do a live during the week, so tune in at that time if you want to see one of those. Or subscribe, of course, but subscribing isn't always foolproof, so click a bell as well. Still not always foolproof, so just try and just look back occasionally and see what we do. If there's a cool ship or tech in the episode, you know we'll do something on it. So when you're Discovery, come check on us a few days later and see what we've thought. And the breakdowns we've done.
And the easiest way is just hitting that like button. It lets us know that you love us.
It's almost too easy, you know?
Yeah. There it is right there. It's a thumbs up thing. Go hit that.
And you did it. Good job.
So until next time, guys. He's Commander Cocking.
He's got a Foley.
See, I was just going to let you say it this time because I couldn't remember last time. So, and on that note, bye, guys.
Bye, guys.